Because I'm also from Delhi, and I love that city, and I've read a lot about the crime from that city. I had never heard of this crime. The film industry is, compared to other industries, a little bit more forgiving or a little bit more economous.
Superwomaniya स्तुति
फीवर 104 एफएम आप देख रहे हैं या फीवर 104 एफएम आप सुन रहे हैं। सुपर वुमनिया शो में आपका स्वागत है। इफ यू वाचिंग अस देन स्प्लिट स्क्रीन में जो चेहरा है जो अभी तो स्माइल कर रहा है और इतना इनॉक्यूअस सा है, इन्होंने एक खतरनाक सीरीज डॉक्यू सीरीज डायरेक्ट की है, द इंडियन प्रेडेटर। आई एम श्योर यू सीन इट नेटफ्लिक्स पे, और मेरा थोड़ा ऐसे दिल दहल गया। बट the first opportunity I got to speak to Ayesha Sood, I jumped at it because there's so many questions that I want to ask her. So Ayesha, welcome to the Superwomaniya show.
Hi, and thank you.
But in general, you know, because when you have stories like this, such gut-wrenching stories, कहीं भी did you have this notion कि मैं एक larger population को कहीं alienate तो नहीं कर रही, कहीं उन्होंने पहले दूसरे episode के बाद नहीं देखा तो क्या होगा? Were those things also going through your mind when you were putting it all together? Because although it's a documentary, but actually documentary is also going through a shift, right? There's a lot of fiction and you know, reenactment and all of that.
बिल्कुल. You know, I believe कि अगर आप कहानी अच्छी तरह बताएंगे, if it's told well, people will stick with it. I think that you do yourself have to be mindful कि देखो, it shouldn't be all gore and blood and guts. But if you see carefully, you know, we have been very mindful. We are not showing gory things for the sake of being gory.
Yeah.
ये जो crime है, ये जो series of crimes है, they are very brutal. You have to confront the brutality of it. If you read it on just a page or you just hear somebody talk about it, it's almost unbelievable कि ये सब हुआ. But I think it's important for the audience to also see कि कितना brutal था, कितना audacious था. And on top of that, we have not, in our reenactments, we have tried to, you know, make it very graphic. We actually, you know, the knife goes up, there's blood spatter, there's sound, but you don't actually see it.
But the sound is very gut-wrenching. Which I'm
the
sure
sound
you need.
Sound designer will be very happy with that note.
Okay, now you know, you of course, what drew you to this subject? आपको I'm sure choice मिला होगा because from this is going to be an umbrella project और इसमें अब अलग-अलग cases आएंगे. But what drew you to this one? Did you know about this beforehand, before starting work on it?
You know, one of the things that interested me was the fact that I did not know about it, because I'm also from Delhi, and I love that city, and I've read a lot about the crime from that city. I had never heard of this crime. So one of the things that did draw me to it was the fact that it was missed. The other thing is that, so Vice made this sort of pool of ideas, and they had a pool of different stories in different stages of research and development. They came to me at an early stage with this, and, you know, everyone goes through a process of filtration. So, you know, are the storytellers alive? Can we piece together a good narrative? Do we have good source material? Is there archival? Will people talk on the camera? So there are various reasons that you choose what works. This had become one of the emerging stories. And also, us time, it was 2020. And, you know, geographically, I was in Delhi. The story, a lot of it happens in Delhi. So we were thinking that it would be a right fit for me to pursue it. But I would say that one of the most interesting things about this is that we don't know about this story. Nobody knows about this story. And the fact that it happened in Delhi at a time where, you know, Nithari was also happening and the Arushi case also happened, I think that's quite amazing.
You know, the other thing, and this is going to be a little more technical for those जिनको ये intrigue करता है, जब आप एक documentary बना रहे होते हैं, तो narrative structure क्या होगा? What, you know, how will you piece together things, and what is the larger point that you're trying to make? ये आप कैसे figure out करते हैं? Did you have that, or while you were collecting the data, the research, meeting them, you figured it went along? You know, you worked on it as you went along.
So, you know, it was a bit of both. when we started getting our hands dirty with the research, very early on, I was asked to define what my vision would be for it. And without giving too many spoilers away, I was very clear that I did want to talk about uh, the migrant experience and the kind of, unseen and invisible men that work in our cities. But at the same time, during the course of our shooting, we came up with so much new information. So it's a bit of both. You do try to plan and you do try to structure as much as you can. Um, and you go in with a plan of how you want things to play out. But eventually things are going to come at you on a day-to-day basis, and it's going to throw all your plans out of the window. But luckily you have a good, like, strong edit time and team to weave in those stories and make them like a part of the narrative.
My final question to you, and this I want is a message to you from to my listeners and viewers, because like I said, जो मैंने शुरुआत की थी कि इस इंडस्ट्री में हम उतनी महिलाओं को नहीं देखते हैं जितना हम देखना चाहते हैं, and the world is not divided in blues and pinks like the way we want to compartmentalize it. What would be your message to somebody who going forward says, I have a story, I want to say it I want to make it for people to see, whether non-fiction or fiction. आप क्या बोलेंगे? What are the struggles that you went through that you would probably want to prepare everyone else for?
I mean, I think the struggles are going to be in any field that you choose, but I would basically say, do your homework, study, do your homework, research, and really absorb and immerse yourself in the material. When you know that material well, you'll be able to tell it no matter what your challenges are. You'll know what the story that it is. Don't be swayed by the market or dynamics, or like it should be told because somebody else is telling it that way, being a copycat. You need to tell it your own way. And to tell it your own way, you need to immerse yourself in the material and really know it well. That would be, I think, what I'd like to say.
आप इस बात से agree करते हैं जो बोला जाता है that women have to work doubly hard to show that they mean business and that they're good at their jobs? Have you faced it firsthand?
I mean, I have to say, the film industry is, compared to other industries, a little bit more forgiving or a little bit more equanimous in that way. So I wouldn't say personally that I have faced huge hardships, but I say that recognizing my privilege. True.
Ayesha Sood, it's been such a pleasure speaking to you. And after seeing your work, we're very excited about what's going to come next. So, कुछ आप हमें reveal कर सकते हो या भी?
Thank you so much for having me on your show, and it's been great to talk to you as well. But I am working on something, a docu-series. It's not crime, but I can't talk about it right now. It's not crime.
Okay. We're excited because it's not crime. But thank you so much. And for those who haven't seen it, I think they must. It's a show that's tough to watch, but I think it kind of draws you in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your content, and thank you for the conversation.
Thanks so much.